Okay, I think I'm live now. Look, folks, this is just a quick post about how seriously, how malevolently we are being goaded into a war mentality. You know, when this whole Ukraine business started, I actually thought that, this was a bit of hype, this was a bit of hyperbole. It would go away after a few days, possibly even a few weeks. And the more we go, the more mendacious the authorities that are driving our mentality, our posture towards what's going on between Russia and Ukraine have been. Um, I thought, look, pull the other leg. It's got bells on it. It would go away. But I realize now that unless and until we are very intentional in putting a blocker on how much further this madness will escalate, it will surely escalate. A couple of things happened. First thing I noticed was that for the first time on a street in which I live, I noticed somebody had put up a Ukrainian flag. Now, I am not in any way, shape, or form against anyone who will support any immigrant or any refugee or anybody who is running in fear for their lives, the lives of their children in particular. I am completely in support of anybody who will support someone who is a fugitive from oppression. But I was shocked when I saw this on my own street. Then this afternoon, I was playing around with OBS and talking about video overlays and so on. And I went to my stream provider and I noticed that a couple of new uh, overlays had been set up. I also noticed that the corporate identity of the company that does it had changed into what colors? You guessed it, yellow and sky blue. And I thought, at first I didn't make the connection. I thought, oh, that's interesting, that's strange. And then the penny dropped, especially when I clicked on what the new overlays were. And this is what they look like. I'm going to try and share my screen with you now and see if you can see what those overlays are. Here's the first one. Okay, sorry, you got a picture of me playing around with my green screen behind. Have you noticed how subtle this blue strip on the top and this yellow strip on the bottom is? And I missed it. I thought, well, what's that overlay about? And suddenly it occurred to me that's actually a very subtle representation of the Ukrainian flag. It's not the only one. Here's another image of the new overlays that my streaming company is putting up. I'm going to share the screen again. Let's go to the window and see where we are. Now, this one is a little bit more obvious. You can see clearly that it says here, "Stand with Ukraine." And that is a lot more obviously in your face. And I thought to myself, now that is absolutely staggering. It said a couple of things to me. First of all, they're keeping this thing absolutely front of mind. They must have paid, somebody must have paid this company money to unveil its corporate identity with the colors of Ukraine and to put up this background so that anybody who streams from this company will automatically be broadcasting that Stand by Ukraine message, or that overlay with the outline of the Ukrainian flag. I mean, it's the equivalent of the BBC changing its logo to blue and yellow. Can you imagine that? And working one step further, can you imagine the mindset of the people who are driving this thing? So it's just to say that this thing isn't a joke. If you're not conscious of what you're doing, you will sleepwalk into a mindset and into a set of actions that you never would have imagined you could possibly take. And now I'm beginning to wonder how many other people it's influencing. Because unless we form a really strong mindset and intention, we will just be shepherded down this corral into an end state where we all hate Russia. Now, for people of my generation, it's easy. When I was a little boy, we were all afraid of Reds under the beds. The biggest divide after racism was the East-West divide. So in my generation, that's easy. In the younger generation, though, we need to be very careful because actually these little actions are the actions that embed in them as well the inbuilt, what you call it, prejudice, the inbuilt fear and malevolence towards another part of the world. Just thought I'd share that.